it's up here or is it down here?
It's on the bottom.
It's on the bottom.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Clown Communication.
Welcome.
What's up?
We're going to continue being clown to communicate.
Facts. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so because I just now seen it, I was trying to find some stuff. What are y'all thoughts about, like, I think we talked about Twitch a while back, like 2 episodes ago. So a streamer got banned and he went to Kick because Kick is like crazy now. It's like,
What's Kick?
Terrifying.
I think we literally had this exact dialogue.
We did have this exact dialogue.
Kick used to be like a messaging app that was popular.
Like WhatsApp.
When we
right.
when we were in middle school.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
Yeah. So basically, you can stream on there now. And this really popular streamer, got banned on Twitch and went to Kick. And he just got banned on Kick.
How you get banned on Kick?
What was he doing?
Let me see. I don't know. Let me see.
How do you get banned on Kick?
Oh, April Fools? I think I just got trolled.
You got trolled?
L.
You got caught lacking.
Listen, this is why we call it Clown to Clown, bro. That is crazy. See, bro, this is why I don't like Twitter. Twitter is a dangerous place.
You ever notice how the day after Women's History Month is April Fool's?
Chill.
Bro, that's crazy.
Because women can't take a joke.
You gotta chill. Nah, that is crazy.
Hey, aren't we supposed to stop that?
My bad. We'll cut that out.
Yeah, you gonna cut that out?
Yeah.
Nah, don't lie.
Nah, that's crazy.
I have the editing power.
Don't lie. Also, should we avoid making these podcast episodes explicit?
Explicit? Nah. Fuck no.
Okay. Because I'm just thinking, like, we're kind of cutting down, like, a little bit of our potential audience. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No.
yeah.
How?
Well,
I don't know.
We're missing by cursing.
All ages is more than not all ages.
Nah, if you can't curse, then you should not be listening to our wisdom.
All right, that's fair.
Go back to preschool. It's like that video. It's like, what do you like, Transformers, you fucking child?
Yeah,
seen that?
I never saw that.
Transformers are pretty cool.
Transformers are pretty cool.
No, that's hilarious. I don't
Y'all ever
remember.
watch that Transformer cartoon?
Which one?
What?
I don't remember.
No, I didn't really like watching many
I don't remember
cartoons
what it
when I
was.
was little
There
because it used to make me feel like I was a kid.
Nah, there used to
I don't like
be,
that.
like way back in the day, there'd be a Transformers cartoon. I don't remember what it was called.
Was it an anime
Was
or
it
a
like
cartoon?
Autobots? It wasn't Autobots in Disguise. That's just their slogan or something. I don't remember.
So wait,
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
so wait, that's
Like, they had like a portal.
Yeah, something like that. But that's so old, though.
It's so old.
They must have discontinued it when we were still young.
Yeah.
like
Because I remember,
Teen
like...
Titans?
Yeah.
like once we got old enough to like recognize like shows, Teen Titans was like done. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, so
Yeah, because then it was
wait.
Teen Titans Go.
and we like everybody's like, oh my gosh, I hate this show, and then you go
Yeah.
home and turn it on.
Yeah.
So like how? Because I think that's interesting to like compare it to our character now. How did you guys think of cartoons when you were in middle school? Like, what was like your
In middle school?
Middle school?
yeah?
I have no idea.
Well, for me, I remember very clearly. So, like, I know when I was, like, in elementary school, there were some cartoons that I would watch, and there were other cartoons that I would avoid watching around adults because
Yeah.
I didn't want to, like, make myself look like a kid. 'Cause
Embarrass yourself, yeah.
Yeah, I used to feel like I was a little, like I was an adult when I was a little. But in middle school, I remember I had, like, this mini identity crisis where I was like, no, I'm old. Cartoons are bad.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I'd be like, SpongeBob. I used to, like, clown on my little brother for
Yeah.
watching SpongeBob. But then I remember, like, when I was, like, but only for, like, 1 or 2, like, 6th or 7th grade. Like, not even halfway through 7th grade. It was,
Yeah.
like, it started, like, SpongeBob was, like, became cool again. And then I was like, I'm chill. So it was, like, really, like, a 1-year period where I was like, no, cartoons.
And I was like
That's
6th
formation.
grade.
It's like when I was in, like, 6th grade.
Okay.
What do you say, Dan?
Reaction formation.
Yeah. Total reaction formation in 6th grade.
I think like in middle school, I kind of just did whatever. Like 6th grade, I was very much still in the cartoons. 7th grade, that's when I started to like watch YouTube and explore more. But I would see the like Five Nights at Freddy's weirdos, and that made me not want to be them. And it wasn't like okay, I was already interested in something, and me seeing other people do it made me not want to do it. It was just like something that I had seen.
You just blocked it off.
Yeah, and I just never tried it because like, but like the stuff that I already watched, like cartoons, I just kept watching them. And then like 8th grade, like I wouldn't say I stopped as a social thing. I just genuinely like didn't watch cartoons. Like I don't know, I just like fell off of it.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it.
No, I have no idea. I've repressed most of middle school.
Oh nah,
For real?
Me
Like
too.
you don't even remember your like.
I don't remember
like,
what I was like at home at all. Honestly,
That's so crazy
like,
to me.
I'm trying to.
it
Nah,
wasn't
I
even
know.
that
I know
long ago.
elementary school. I can remember very vaguely, but nah. Because 7th grade, I was in Arkansas still. Yeah, I don't remember anything at all.
You remember sophomore year?
Sophomore year, yeah. If I look at pictures, I can.
I feel
recall it
like
pretty well.
you're like, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm kind of like seeing a little bit and trying to like guess the rest. You know what I mean? But I feel like you're kind of like super disappointed in a lot of past things. So like you don't like your past self that much in a lot of areas. So like, I feel like, do you think that might contribute to some like repression?
No.
No.
I mean, I remember what I did freshman year that I don't like. You know, like I remember all that kind of stuff.
I think it depends on like how your brain works.
Yeah, but also that was
someone-
like crazy though. Freshman year was wild.
Someone told me like I don't remember a lot of like anything from my childhood. Like
Yeah.
it's like all the stuff I remember is like very significant or stories that I've told like it happened and then I've been telling the same story
Yeah.
since it happened.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I remember it. But if it's not really for that, I don't remember much of anything. Like it's all just a blur.
But I mean, like, didn't you smoke a lot of weed though? Doesn't that mess with your memory?
But even like
You think
stuff even stuff before that is just like
Yeah.
there's nothing. Like nah, there's nothing. And like last year, I barely remember last year, but I was barely like sleeping last year, so
Right.
that makes sense.
No, I think like, at least from what I can tell, like the way you remember things, like with you, James, I'm talking about like you remember things in a very specific way. So I mean, it's definitely not all just because of repressed memories. Because I mean, like,
No.
but I think there definitely is a level of repression.
No, I didn't mean repress. I just meant like I don't remember anything.
I feel like there
Whatsoever.
is some level of repression that exists though. Because I mean, like,
Maybe.
you should remember something. I think.
I mean, I remember. Would be around. End of February, beginning of March, type area.
What like quarter is that?
Third quarter.
Quarter.
Of
Freshman
what?
year?
No, 7th grade.
Oh, 7th grade.
But that was a very impactful time.
Interesting.
Nah.
I don't know. Maybe it's also because I know, for me,
I remember a little bit of school.
Huh?
I remember a little bit of what happened at school.
I only
Nothing
remember
at home though.
I only remember at home stuff from middle school. I don't remember anything from
Really,
that.
it's crazy.
Like for
really
me,
didn't like school.
elementary school and middle school, I was always like mentally really locked in. Like,
No.
so I feel like that definitely. Do you think that has some sort of impact?
I mean, yeah. If you're plugged in, then you're gonna probably remember more. I don't remember what I was like in 7th grade, to be honest. Yeah, I couldn't tell you what I was like.
No, it's all a blur. Like the lines between the grades kind of mush together.
Yeah.
Like there's some memories I have, and I don't remember what grade that was, but I just know it was middle school.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
For me, that's like way younger. Like for me, that's like 3, 4, 2 years old.
All right.
I have some of those.
We get
memories.
it. You remember everything.
oh, that is crazy. My oldest memory
I don't remember everything,
is
bro.
kindergarten, and I was leaving school and we are going to a fair, and that's all I remember. I don't remember doing anything at the fair. I remember the street we were walking down, and I know we were leaving or before that, my first time getting stung by a bee. My first and only time getting stung by a bee. I got stung by a bee on this little play set, and they put baby food on it.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah.
That is my oldest memory, and then the second one would be the fair, which is like.
You said you were in kindergarten with both of those?
Yeah, it's probably all in like the same year. It's crazy.
That's really weird because I know, like, once I got into school, I remember things a lot better. And I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's because, like, I can track the date of it better because, like, in school, like, you can tell what grade you were in. Because I remember, like, once I entered preschool, that's when my memory started locking in very solid.
How does your head not hurt? Like, I don't remember anything, and there's so much going on in my head not remembering all of that stuff. So, like, just thinking about remembering all of that stuff plus having all of this going on, like, I feel like my head would explode.
You see that? Like, it doesn't, to me, it doesn't, I mean, wait, okay, let me restart. I don't know. Just the way the chemicals in the brain works, it's all really crazy. So, like, I don't really know what kind of answer to give. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The brain is pretty cool though.
It's really wild stuff.
It's not a memory. It's a chain of chemicals.
Yeah. All your thoughts are just chemicals.
Oh, so I probably, like, chemically, like, destroyed my brain.
You are mentally inert.
I'm working on it.
Bro, come on now. Let's calm down.
I'm working on it.
You're mentally inert. My God. That is a statement to make.
I'm getting my, what is it called? Inertia? No, that's like momentum.
Yeah.
What is it called? The sleep thing you be talking about.
Circadian rhythm?
My circadian rhythm. I gotta fix my circadian rhythm. I gotta get regularly hydrated.
Oh.
Bro, you literally have all the bottles of water right here in your house.
Bro, I'm gonna be drinking those, bro.
Bro, how am I drinking them and not you? Like,
bro, I wake up and leave, and then I get back and go to sleep.
Bro, that's why I drink the bottle, like, I chug the water in the morning. Because, like...
You were just sick.
Nah, you're just
Bro,
sick.
you gotta keep on it. Because some days, like, that might be the only water I drink. Which is still not good, but, like...
It's better than, it's better than
But what I'm trying to say is, like, there's some times where, like, something happens and you just, like, you forget to drink the water, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, at least you had the 24 ounces in the morning.
What?
Like, you don't never be busy all day.
I still drink water.
Well, you carry a water bottle around with you all day.
You could too.
I could, but I'd rather chug the water in the morning.
I got a new one, actually.
But
I don't
that's
know
not
where
as
it's
much
at.
water.
I have one now.
No, because when I come home, I
drink
drink a ton of water.
Oh, well,
I'm just saying, like, there's days where, like, something happens and, like, you don't drink the water, so at least, like, you get, like, something in the morning.
nah.
I'm just saying, you gotta do what works for you. So either carry a water bottle with you or drink the water in the morning, bro.
96 ounces of water a day.
Yeah. But this is a huge topic change. It came to my mind because we've been talking about brains.
Brains, bro.
Zombies?
We do need to start reading, like, the same book.
Yeah.
Because-
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Like a book club.
this is why it's good. Because if we're all reading the same book, one, we have, like, an incentive to keep going in the book. Because I don't remember who it was. It was you. You were like, you don't have to finish the book as long as you get the information out of it that you need.
Yeah.
But that, like, promotes not finishing books.
No, but then you don't know what... Okay, that's kind of dumb, though. Because, like, how do you
Like,
know what's
yeah,
left in the book?
pause.
You're
Pause.
promoting not finishing a book. And that's just bad, bro. Like, you
You
can't not
said
finish
you're
books.
supposed to read, like, the cliff notes of it first.
Who said that?
E-Man. So that you know what's going to happen in the book. So if the entire plot has commenced and you still have 100 pages left, then evidently there can't be anything left in that
Because,
book.
bro, they trying to set you up.
that's stupid.
They're trying to set you up for the next volume, bro. They're giving you that.
But that has no real information in it.
No,
it's
but it's like saying, you know, because if you think about a work of literature, right? Someone wrote that. That's their work of art. So that's like looking at a painting. All right, I've looked at the key details enough. I'm done. And then you like, ignore the other half of the paint. You don't know what's the other half of the paint. What if the other half of the paint is the most beautiful thing, and the person who wrote the cliff notes is just some dumbass?
Well, I'm saying, like, if you already appreciate the painting for some reason, then you can say, okay, I appreciate that painting. Even if it's not the truest purpose of that painting, You can always come back to it later.
Right, but you haven't looked at the painting all the way. That's like saying, I appreciate this aspect. Let me ignore the other aspects that I haven't seen
You're not
yet.
ignoring it. You're just saying, okay, I've learned that. I'm gonna move forward with that I've learned, and if I feel like I should learn more from it later, then I can come back to it later.
All right, I can't do that. I don't agree
But
with that.
he was talking about how like he'd get on these ruts of like 2-3 weeks where because he wanted to read a book a week, so he'd stay on these books and he'd just kill himself over finishing these books. When at the end of the day, it would have been more effective to just say, okay, I've learned from this book. Let's move on to the next one. If I need to, I can come back to it. But
That like messes with me though, like switching books.
Yeah, I mean, I just think...
Because it's like,
Oh, sorry, continue.
I'll be reading like The Republic. I'll be reading The Republic, and then I'll start reading Harry Potter. And it's just like, it just messes with my brain. I don't know like what it is.
Yeah.
It's
Nah,
just like,
I can't read more than one book at one time.
yeah, it
But
cooks me.
If you read it, you gotta start from the beginning.
Yeah.
But no.
I don't know, I think you just gotta, like, I understand what you're saying, like, you know...
It was more of an extreme sense. Like if it's really that serious, then you don't have to finish the book.
So what's
You
up though?
should not be
Like,
killing yourself about it.
what like,
I mean, you should just be reading at the pace where you attain the most from it.
do y'all want to
Like,
make this like a? Cause I'm saying like, we can make it a thing where we read with the audience, and then like we could talk about it on the podcast. Like do like a segment about the
Oh,
book.
that's a great idea.
That would be fun.
Yeah, like we all start reading the same book.
yeah, and then like every week we do
then
like
we can
a
talk
segment.
about it, and then maybe we could like invite someone. Like, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So
That sounds fire.
also we need to set up an email for like input. We need to set up something. We need to have a social media. We need to get a social media.
Critical. We get critical social media.
No.
Yes.
No,
I
didn't
did not
finish.
want critical associated
Oh.
with the podcast.
I didn't finish my. The
Eventually
logo.
it should be though.
Eventually,
Or you know what it should be?
it
There
will
should
not be. It will be connected to us, and we will be the podcast, but there will not be a direct link.
I think that it should be. All right, wait. Just hear me out. All right. I think that the podcast should be its own thing that is owned by Critical. So like the branding for each of them is different. It's like you buy Dove soap, but Dove is owned by Unilever.
Are you trying to make like our podcast a branch in Critical, like a sub company?
Yeah.
I don't think it matters right now.
I think.
Right now, they're separate entities.
Like if we,
All right, man. We can do that.
You got to think of the trail.
you want to make the pages?
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right, I got
All
you.
right, it doesn't matter because nothing is legally written yet
That's the other thing. Critical can't own anything.
because
Are
it's
we-
not a real
It
entity.
doesn't exist.
Right? No. Yeah.
Are we doing?
Once it exists, I think that's what we should do, though. Personally.
Anyway, this has been a very L episode so far. We've talked about nothing that the viewers know about.
What do you mean?
What were we talking about in the beginning?
I thought
we
the
talked
brain stuff was
about,
pretty cool. I think you're
That's
an L.
interesting.
Brain a little bit.
No, I think you're an L. Shut up.
And then
L.
we started talking about like all this inside information.
What inside information?
It's not inside. It's public domain.
It's public domain now.
What
one-
inside information? What are
No
you
one
talking
ever
about?
asked.
Like with like what we remember and like I think you don't remember this for suppression and this is not entertaining content.
All right. Well, my bad.
So what's up? What are some current events?
All right. Well, we got.
Current events.
Well,
I don't
Trump
know. Honestly, I've been off the news
got
for a while.
indicted.
Trump
That
got
was
indicted.
wild stuff.
He's in jail. He's getting his.
He hasn't been
Never
put in
mind.
jail yet.
Not yet.
I don't think. Maybe he was. I'm sure by the time the podcast gets released, he would have.
Yeah.
I think did you know Ron DeSantis took a shot at Trump
Really.
about him getting indicted? He was like, "Oh, I can't believe you would have an affair with like I don't know, some cheap shot." So
They're gonna have to start being opposition eventually.
his polling numbers tanked really hard.
DeSantis.
Wait, is he?
Yeah, Trump
Is he
has
about
won the
to run?
Trump not won the nomination with the whole indictment thing. Like it's not even competition anymore.
If
between him and
he
DeSantis.
can.
Right, assuming he isn't jailed.
Yeah.
Which he shouldn't be because I don't think, from what I understand, there's no legal grounds for putting him in jail. Because it's like a bunch of loopholes that they got him under.
I don't know. I don't know how any of that works, as a matter of fact.
I mean, personally, I'm not a lawyer and I don't know too much about law. But from my extremely basic understanding,
We should.
He should be chilling.
We should
But-
leave a comment on the lockpicking lawyer's video and ask if he has any thoughts on the matter.
The lockpicking lawyer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, actually.
Yeah.
We should hit him up with our company email.
Yeah. We should. I guess I'm talking about the company.
Huh?
We guess I'm talking about the company.
What company
Alright.
email?
Private.
No, the
private
Clown to
project.
Clown communication. Don't we have an email for Clown to Clown?
No.
Oh, we need to make
That's
that.
why I was mentioning the social media.
Yeah, you're right. My bad. We don't need an email then. We can just make it social media because then people DM us.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, what else has happened though?
yeah, we should invite the lockpicking lawyer on the podcast.
I have no idea.
Are you being serious?
No, absolutely not.
All right, good.
When will we ever have a guest?
I would love to have a guest.
Miss Mulholland wants to be our guest.
We gotta get more. We gotta get more like uniform though, like, because if we're gonna have a guest, we have to
Yeah.
guide the conversation.
Yeah.
So we have to find stuff like we have to prepare things to talk about.
We need to be.
I think we should
entertainers.
prepare things anyway.
I
Yeah.
think we should. Yeah. This is not good content at all.
It's probably why this episode is so bad because we don't
Probably,
have
yeah.
like anything.
No.
prepared.
That's why the
they-
pilot flopped because we're just bouncing around like ping pong balls.
Yeah. And it's been a minute. I think that's why we suck so bad today. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Oh, also, we should probably address that. The pilot episode that dropped 1 week ago today.
So yeah, that
What
was
about
just
it?
like our test.
That was kind of ass.
So that happened before we decided this was going to happen officially.
My fault.
I think in the description I wrote like we weren't sure how much support we'd have. So that we kind of just got in a room and we had the world's worst mic setup.
Oh, so bad, yeah.
And we just recorded our conversation.
On audio.
I don't
City.
even remember
Audacity.
like what.
Audacity.
Like I don't even remember what we were talking about. Like how it went.
I don't remember. I only remember bits and pieces because I had to listen to it to edit it.
Yeah.
But
Honestly,
no,
I
it was
remember-
super disjointed.
I remember I kept saying we shouldn't release it,
Yeah.
and that's all I really remember. I know we talked about some news, but
Yeah.
whatever.
But yeah, if you
Random
haven't already,
stuff.
go check that one out. It sucks.
Who is?
It sucks. Hey, listen to some background noise, you know?
Yeah.
Who's
Listen to
the-
it while you're mowing the lawn.
Do y'all know the Democratic Senator Fetterman?
Oh, bro, that dude's literally brain dead.
He
He's
just got-
actually crazy.
He just got out of the hospital.
Yeah, he had a stroke before he ran, and his brain doesn't work.
Oh, fun.
And he won the He won the senatorship like this year somehow.
Oh, good for him. Slay.
It's because I'm pretty sure it's because of abortion. 'Cause,
Shout out
like,
to our country.
the Republican nominee, he made like a controversial opinion about abortion.
Oh,
It's
that's
like a
fun.
bunch of like younger people that came out and just voted party line.
Mm.
And you know, when your party line guy happens to be brain dead, doesn't matter because he got all the votes. You know?
It's crazy.
Like it was so bad that like at the debates they made an announcement before the debates that he's gonna be reading off of cards that are like behind the camera.
Wow, that's terrible.
So like whenever they asked a follow up question, he just repeat the card.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. No, it was wild stuff. Also, I want to make a little disclaimer. I am very biased. All right.
Yeah,
So
he's
like,
our right wing bias.
I think. Well, I don't think any of us are left wing biased. So like,
We have the 12th man is our left wing bias.
who's the
what's
12th
your-
man?
The 12th man is a crowd. It's a football joke.
My
What's
bad.
your,
I don't know about football.
What's your political stance?
I would like to say I'm pretty independent. I usually end up
You're
falling
naive.
on the right, but like I'm definitely independent because I'm not I don't see anything wrong with listening to the left.
Yeah.
Most of the time I don't agree with it, but
I'm a
I'll
little
still
bitch.
listen to it.
I'm a little bitch. I don't like politics.
Well, I mean, I think if you're on either side, you should listen to either side.
I think like
You're right.
the big stuff, the big politics is promoted so much. And like what I'm saying is like people think about they're like, oh, you should vote. And everyone thinks that they're talking about the presidential election.
Yeah.
When it's the local stuff that matters
Yeah,
the
no,
most.
it really is.
No,
And-
it is. It's, or
And they
sorry,
don't
continue.
and they don't understand that. And it's just like I know it's still a negative for me to just give up on politics in a whole because like it's just annoying to think about. Like it hurts my brain.
I don't want that in my brain constantly.
Yeah,
It
so
just
I try
upsets
not to
me.
think about it, and that's why I don't have like a
I
Am
think
I left? Am I right? Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just don't care enough.
for me, like the reason I'm so politically inclined, I guess, is because like I know my dad was for sure.
Just to say your parents.
But my parents obviously were. Like my dad, like on the car ride home every day from like pre-K to like
Pre-K is crazy.
until I
You
started
are
driving.
conditioned.
No, until I started driving.
Pavlov would be proud.
My dad would be telling me about politics, and he'd be like talking to me about like what's going on in the world, and like he'd be explaining it to me. So like naturally, I was always inclined for it.
Was he?
And then politics, and then why I'm still so like into it. I mean, I'm not as into it as I was before, but
Yeah, I haven't
like
seen.
I'm talking about like research and stuff. But like the reason I'm still like really passionate is because like it's what got me into philosophy. You know, it's like because they're both really. It's like a gateway sort of thing. Like, they say like weed is a gateway drug, right?
Yeah.
Politics like sort of gateway thing to philosophy for me at least.
Mine was.
Politics is a gateway drug for philosophy.
For me at least. I don't know about like every because I know
Yeah, it's definitely not a blanket statement. 'Cause
it's
there'd be a lot
not
more
at all because it's like
intelligent
tell us we were
people.
talking about beginning of the year. Remember like there are a lot of like things that can start like a domino effect for people to start like things clicking in their head.
Yeah.
Politics was one of those things that helped me like
Yeah.
So what would
open
you?
up more. Into
What would you say
thinking.
got you like? Are you like? Have you ever like gone and like gotten into philosophy, James?
What do you mean gotten into philosophy?
Like, do you like look up? Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, have you ever like, both of you actually, have y'all ever like read debates or like, you know what I'm saying? Looked at theories and stuff from back in the day.
Oh yeah, that like what got for me. I'm gonna give my answer first. Just I don't want to like be talking over you, James. I just want to like let you know, give my answer. I'm not trying to answer for both of us. For me, like I watched a video on like the first thing for me that got me thinking about like philosophy and like terms of like hard theory.
Yeah.
Was I watched like a video on Aristotle, and that's actually what I wrote my college essay about. Because like for me that was like a really big moment. That's when I first started like getting into like hard theory.
It was who was it? PewDiePie?
Yeah. PewDiePie's video on Aristotle.
Yeah.
Whoa. PewDiePie did a video on Aristotle?
Yeah. He did He used to do these book reviews sometimes, and he'd like review books he read. And I think he read like a book about some philosophy. I think Aristotle.
So, what
And
about you,
he
James?
was giving his ideas on Aristotle's philosophy.
I've purchased the paperback copy of
Paperback copy.
Marcus Aurelius Meditations with the annotations of like various footnotes and whatnot. I haven't started it yet because I'm not prepared yet. I want to finish The Way of the Superior Man first. I've looked in depth at certain debates and principles, mainly around religion. Just because,
Really?
Because I did like when I told, I don't know if y'all realize, like when I told y'all like I wasn't really still that into Christianity. Like this was after nights of research of like the philosophies behind it and whatnot, and like different debates about it.
Yeah.
Like there was one, I can't remember his name. I want to say it was Pascal's Wager.
Pascal. Oh yeah, I know that guy.
That I don't think it was Pascal. I think it started with a P. But it was basically it's a little like Punnett Square type thing, and one side's like if God exists, if God doesn't exist, and the other one's like the consequence of believing, the consequence of not believing. And it's like if God exists and you believe in God, then there's infinite upside. If God believes or if God exists and you don't believe in God, then there's infinite downside. If God doesn't exist, then there's no consequences at all. So basically his argument was that if there's infinite downside for believing, there's infinite upside, or there's infinite downside for not believing, there's infinite upside for believing, and there's no consequences at all if he doesn't exist, then you might as well just believe. Which logically is perfectly sound. But a lot of people use that to say like, that's really what your religion is?
Yeah.
You're just doing it because there's
but
you might as well. Like
I feel like a lot of those theories, they also neglect the idea of, everything we're looking at is in the perspective of imperfection, which is humanity, right?
Yeah.
We're looking at things through our way, when in reality we have no idea how different things might be outside of Earth. You know what I mean? Because if you think about an infinite universe, right? In multiverses and all this like other stuff, we don't know. It's like, we talk about patterns. Like people try to use patterns to prove God, right? But in reality, you can't use that to prove God because you don't know what's outside of those patterns.
Yeah.
Right? It's like if you have a big equation and we're in a parentheses, how do you know what's outside the parentheses?
Yeah.
Right? So like, those things that talk about there's infinite downside if you don't believe in God. Why would God punish you for not believing in him if you're a good person, right? Because then there's also that idea.
Sure,
like for example, like us, right? I believe in God. Talis believes in God, right? You believe in God, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? And you don't, right? But if we all improve our character and we all live to be, let's say, equally morally
virtuous.
Equally virtuous.
Yeah.
Right? Why would you get punished for that?
Right, yeah.
Especially like,
Right? Because that doesn't make sense. It's the same point I brought, my ex's parents. I the one time I debated them about it. And for me, if I were them, I would be really embarrassed. Because they were talking about like, oh, Ethan, you're Mormon, so like you're gonna go to hell or something. I was like, right. But at the end of the day, if God exists, there's one God.
Right.
Right? And if I'm gonna be a good person, right, I'm gonna do good things. Whether I read the wrong book or not, it doesn't matter. Why would he throw me in hell for being a good person?
Yeah.
I generally always think about that. It's like, I think it's so dumb when people are like, oh, yeah, I'm this freaking denomination of Christianity and you're wrong and this is why I hate you.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not even what your religion teaches.
Right, like, yeah.
So it's like, why are you like that? Like, I never understood that. And that's why I don't claim Christianity, because I feel like, I feel like I don't, I believe in God, right? And we have our relationship, but I'm gonna do what I want to do regardless. And if God doesn't like what I do, then it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, like,
because at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I think is best. I'm gonna do what I think is good.
Right, you were given free will, you're gonna use it.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
And
if I save someone's life and that sends me to hell, okay, I guess so.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, so that's just how I feel about it.
No. And you also have to think, if God exists, right, and things are created with a purpose, then you have to look at like certain patterns in it, and a certain mindset of like, your parents, right? They created you, right? If you think, if that's done with a purpose, what could that mean, right? What's that a metaphor for, right? Because God created us, right? If there's a God, He created us, right? Then you can apply ideal parenting for us to ideal parenting for Him, and right, in ideal parenting, it's generally frowned upon if you avoid giving tell your kids there's only one way to do things. You have to listen to me. You know what I mean? Like,
generally frowned upon.
Right, that's frowned upon. That's bad parenting.
You think so?
Not giving your kids any free will, like Allison, for example.
That's frowned upon within like people of our age.
Well, not really, because that doesn't allow them to develop. Because if you don't allow a kid to make decisions,
that's not what adults nowadays think.
It's frowned upon by the enlightened.
Yeah,
it's frowned upon by the enlightened.
Okay. Yeah, but generally it's crazy.
Generally, yeah, that's my bad. It's my bad for using wrong words.
I just like the phrase, generally it's frowned upon.
Yeah, that is funny.
But like,
generally it's not. Let me be quiet.
So my point is, like, I feel like people, they say they believe in God, but then they don't even recognize potential patterns. Like, that to me was a really basic line of thinking that I came up with. I'm only 17, right? Yeah. And you have 40-year-olds who are like, oh, yes, I go to church and I believe in God. I'm so devout. but then like they apply none of the things that if there's a God, he would have like done for us to see.
Yeah.
You know, because if there's a God, there's certain things that he's put in place for us to help us, right? And we can use them or we can't use them. Like or we can decide to use them or we can decide not to use them, right?
Yeah.
And then there's these people who are like, oh, whoa, let me just ignore everything and just blindly look up at the sky.
And it's just
that's like saying, oh, my parents, I'm just gonna blindly listen to my parents until the day I die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like imagine that. That's just stupid.
It's just like how, for example, one day I want to be vegan, right? I don't have a book telling me not to eat meat, right? That's just something that I feel like I care for animals, right? So that's something that I want to work towards. That's something that I want to do in my life. There's no one's like telling me to not eat meat. Like there's nothing that's like, yo, you shouldn't be. You understand what I'm saying? And like another thing is I understand that it's not like what do you say? It's not my responsibility to tell people what to do, right? So I know that other people may not care as much for animals as much as I do because they think, oh yeah, they're gonna die either way. They're gonna, you know what I'm saying? Which is true, but that's not how I'm thinking about it. You understand what I'm saying? So like, I'm not gonna force my beliefs on them, because I understand that they have a valid point. But also, like, I'm still gonna, I don't know how to explain it, bro.
It's just a matter of personal conviction.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
and it's like, there are some things where it comes to a point where you do have to speak. Like, if, like, I hate using extremes, but like, if I see someone about to murder someone or like somebody about to get raped, of course I'm gonna try to stop them. Of course I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But it's like, yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Like there are levels to it.
Yeah.
There are some things where you definitely have to step in and push people to. But I think that's one of my biggest problems is I don't look at the levels and I kind of just try to help everyone improve and help everyone live a better life in every way. And it's not my job.
Yeah.
I guess it is hard, but yeah.
I feel it.
It's getting dark in here. Let me cut a light on.
Nah, it's better for
Your eyesight, right?
it's better for your brain.
Makes my
It's
eyes.
really?
It's bugging with my eyes.
Isn't that what Dr. Rada says? That's
it's
why it
more-
keeps the room so dim, so
it's
your
calming.
pupils dilate, so you can take in more information, and your brain is
Really? Is that true?
more prone to taking in new information, I believe.
I mean, it actually.
I mean, I can see a way that makes sense. I don't think I'm qualified to say if that makes sense or not, though.
I don't know. I do cut my light off when I'm playing the game to focus.
Well, because I mean, if there's less light, then
you get
there's
that gamer
less.
focus.
There's less input, right? So I guess on the things that there is light,
Nah,
right?
because
So
the thing is,
fine.
like, when your pupils dilate, your brain is taking in more information at the same time.
Is that true? Really?
Yeah, it's why your pupils dilate. That's why when your adrenaline gets flowing, everything, your pupils dilate, so your brain can take in more information.
Is adrenaline bad?
Oh, okay.
Adrenaline is not bad.
I mean, anything in large quantities is bad.
Adrenaline in itself is not bad.
I really like adrenaline.
Adrenaline
It feels really good.
Ooh, okay, that's looking bad.
Are you gonna start
But it's
doing
not
morphine?
bad.
Taking some morphine?
No, it's just like that's like why I liked football. Was for
What
the
is
adrenaline.
what does morphine have to do with adrenaline?
I don't know, man. It's just a drug that
Oh, okay.
exists.
I just kicked my legs around for like 2 seconds and it said, "Congratulations, you've reached your goal." What's up with this thing?
Hey, man, it's a little cracked. All right, it's not in the best condition.
But yeah, anyway, circling back around, that was kind of what like led me to saying like I don't need to believe in Yahweh or Buddha or whatever, you know, like at the end of the day, if I do my absolute best, if I live my life to the most virtuous and holistically valuable degree that I can, then at the end of the day, there's no way I get punished for that.
Right, yeah.
Like, because like the central thing about Christianity that's always baffled me was that everything I've been taught says that you have to actively repent. You have to pray to Jesus and ask him to forgive you for your sins.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're going to hell.
Really?
That's from my understanding that's what I've been taught.
That's crazy.
I kind of just like.
I feel like my church, at least, like, I don't know, it's just different overall.
So my thing was always like I use the extreme of Hitler, right? If Hitler, because they always say like, you know, Jesus forgives all, you know, etc.
Yeah.
So I use the example of Hitler. So okay, Hitler's about to kill himself because for those of you that don't know, Hitler killed himself.
Facts.
That's what they say. Some say he skipped Argentina.
Okay.
All right, bro. What are you, Hitler's cousin?
No, I'm playing around.
But so if right before Hitler killed himself, he prayed to God and said, "God, forgive me for my sins," and then he killed himself, then from my understanding, he goes to heaven. If he truly means it, right? If he's truly sorrowful for what he's done and he truly wants to be forgiven and repent, and then he kills himself.
Well, he sinned. Well, he sinned again after he prayed.
Well, that's a whole other bag.
My bad. Okay, my bad. I'm killing your. All right.
Yeah. But like, so, or if he gets killed, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
so,
well,
then,
I mean,
in theory, he gets to go to heaven. But then there's this other dude. His name is Shaman Michael.
Shaman Michael?
Shaman Michael, and he lives in Ethiopia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And he has dedicated his life to helping his village. And, you know, he lives under a tree and he's given everything he has to these people, right? He's literally, his life has been nothing but positive for these people.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
But because Shaman Michael lives in Ethiopia, he's never heard the name Jesus in his life. So, in theory, from what I understand, Shaman Michael gets to go to hell, even though he's lived literally the best life anyone could.
You see, I feel like that's also the thing that I feel like you don't recognize. I've definitely talked to you about this before. There's a reason why, okay, the majority opinions tend not to be accurate, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whenever the majority of people, like that's a mentality that I usually just take on anyway.
It's a weird statement, though.
Whenever the majority of people assume an opinion, it's either 100% valid or it isn't at all.
That is a very
No, that's wrong.
It's
I'm
not
sorry.
complex at all.
It's okay. Let me finish what I was saying.
That's my bad. I got lost in the sauce. Hey, what were you saying?
But no, because like that's my understanding of Christianity. Maybe I'm wrong. But like that's been my central thing of like, you know, that doesn't seem right at all. If that's how Christianity works, if that's how God works, then I don't want to be a part of that. I don't care if I go to hell, but I don't want to support that.
Can I tell you the explanation I was given?
What's up?
Because I basically gave that exact same scenario in church.
Yeah.
We were having like this open talk, and I was doing my devil's advocate thing that I like to do at church.
Yeah.
And they basically said that I was basically going back to, they were like, if you don't like study your word and whatever, they were talking about that, like study the word. And I was like, okay, so what if I never learned to read and I don't have access to a Bible?
Sure.
They were saying that God reveals himself to everyone in a different way. Because I was also talking about how, like, okay, God understands the complexity of the world, and God understands, like, how to cater to everyone in a different way because he created us, right? Like, God doesn't have a brain,
Sure.
so he's not limited.
Yeah.
Right? So that went over their heads a lot. Like, they didn't understand what I was talking about. But they basically still explained it very well. They said that God shows himself to everyone in a different way. And whether that may be through nature or you understand what I'm saying? So it's like they were saying there's a reason that there are like tribes out in the middle of nowhere who still have religion. And they're basically saying, yes, it's not identical to, this denomination of Christianity, but there is someone reaching out to them and there is someone trying to actively save them, and it's their choice to accept that or decline that. That's what they told me.
Interesting.
And well, it makes sense to me because it's like, I think the acceptance or decline thing is kind of weird. But yeah, it makes sense if like when I thought about it.
I think it's so vague that
it can't be wrong.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's like a Murphy answer. You know what I'm saying?
That is a very political answer.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. I know like, they played the politician.
I know
there,
a lot of.
It's bad.
I know a lot of religious leaders give a lot of answers like that. That like it's so nondescript that it can't be wrong, but it doesn't really answer anything.
Yeah.
Because like to me that goes back to like
but
what I was
also
saying about
though.
Like how we have a God of the mind now because we don't understand how the mind works. Because like of course if you're in the middle of nowhere and you've never met anybody outside your tribe, eventually someone's gonna see something and be like, oh, this was caused by a higher power. Like I don't know, if you showed a Neanderthal fire, you know, then they're gonna be like, oh, this was caused by a higher power. You know, this is our God now. We have a religion.
Yeah, we pull up in Teslas.
Well, I mean, is that true though? Because I mean, like, all right, maybe true for Neanderthals, but if you show like for example, if you go to like a really secluded like African tribe or even an Amazonian tribe,
sure,
right? And there are people who have done this. Like you show them an iPad, they're not gonna think it's magic. Like, you know what I mean?
They probably will.
No, they wouldn't, because they've done that, and people recognize that it's a piece of technology.
It's different though. But it's like
iPad is different.
Like there are complexities that we don't understand. Like there are parts of science that we probably won't reach for the like next million years. So if someone comes back and they're floating with nothing visible for us to like depict how they're floating, we're gonna think they're flying. We're gonna think they're a freaking angel or something. So
I mean,
it's like it could be.
I feel like you're going a little extreme with it though. Like I know what you're saying, but I feel like there's a line. And that line is a little closer than you're depicting.
I'm saying like if it's not so much as a something as like a phenomenon that happens. Like if this dude is walking and he needs to cross a river and he can't get across the river
with just called Jesus a dude. My bad.
No, not Jesus, not Jesus.
Okay,
if some random dude at a tribe is walking around, right? Some Amazonian tribe, and he needs to cross a stream. And there's no way to cross the stream with his herd of goats or whatever. And then all of a sudden the tree falls down and makes a path for him. He might say, "Oh, you know, someone is looking out for me. This is now my God." And so he the confirmation bias sets in. You start to say, you know, every good thing that happens to you is God. You know, something like that. Like you would think eventually after they've been around for a certain amount of time, something like that would happen. And then of course, once you think somebody's looking out for you, you're going to see all the reasons they are looking out for you.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of how like people be like, oh, it's 333. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the only reason you notice those numbers is because you're focused.
Yeah.
It's like if you're looking for 7-Eleven every day, you're gonna see 7-Eleven.
For real. Yeah. The rest of us go about our lives. We don't even think about it. Yeah. Or like the astrology, the what is it, horoscope thing.
Yeah. I see it a lot, but I know it's because like I used to like think about that type of stuff. So like when I see it, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. I would say I kind of just I had a teacher in elementary school that told me to never be afraid to ask questions. And I thank that teacher. I don't remember her name. I don't remember who she was. I don't remember what class I was in. But I think that teacher sculpted my life without even knowing. Because ever since then, all I did was ask questions. And like a lot of stuff in my life has not been in my favor from like very early on.
Yeah.
And all I did was question why. Like I'd ask adults, I'm like, why is this like this? Or like even like I would like get like super frustrated and I like storm out of the house or like storm out of school. And I just be talking to myself. I'm like, why is it like this? Or like, I'm just thinking about it. And I think that's how it started. Like me questioning everything over and over and over. Like eventually a thought happened and like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, trying to force an answer.
Yeah. And then it just never stopped really. And then I think after a while, after like realizing nobody has the answers,
Nah, for real.
I kind of just gave up, and that's when the beginning of high school happened, and that's when I started doing drugs, and everything was down here for a while.
Nah, doing drugs is crazy. Let's clarify. It's not.
It was just weed.
it's
It was just
nothing-
weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just weed, but you know what I mean. I
No,
was living a weird life.
No Danny stuff.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever be that stupid. Enough to get like, I don't know. I like to experiment, but I'm smart.
Whoa, pause, experiment.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're with people that you trust,
Don't knock it if you don't try
you
it.
can do shrooms once.
I don't know, man. Personally, I wouldn't.
I would do shrooms with y'all.
Yeah. But we would need a friend with us. Like we would need someone who's done shrooms before with us.
No, I got you.
Nope.
You're bugging.
No, not me. I'm not like I know
Oh,
a guy.
okay.
Nope.
Nah.
I know a guy.
Hard pass.
You're
No,
bugging.
no.
We're
I know-
just
I know
talking
the guy
about
you
this.
know, and I'm
I
gonna
know
say
the
no.
guy.
No, it's not Danny.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I know 2 guys actually.
Oh, is it the guy that said the grass was breathing or something like that?
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you do. No, the carpet was breathing, not the
The
grass.
carpet was breathing. The grass was talking to him.
Something like
That's
that.
crazy. Bro was folding the dishes.
Nah, for real.
Nah, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, we have 52-15. All right, so this episode's turned around a little bit.
Yeah. I think we whipped it into shape at the end.
Yeah. And you know what? Next episode is gonna be even better.
Did you like that though? That the way I asked that question
That was
set
very
us up.
moderating.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
I don't know how I came up there. I kind of just like I don't know. I was thinking about it in my head and I was curious, so I just asked.
You weren't thinking about it in your feet.
Nah, it was in my knees for real.
For real. Your
Is it
bad
everything?
knees.
I thought it was all on the wrist.
Bro, all right. You don't call me out like that. That's cold.
I do have to go to the doctor though, bro. Like after this show,
You
Nah,
probably
doctors
should
gotta
get
go to
it.
you.
You should get an MRI.
yeah. That's why I want to get
Before we get too carried away here,
yeah, we can talk about
we
this.
gotta finish up this episode real quick. All right. So,
I bet.
But yeah, hopefully next episode will be better.
We got to pick a book.
We gotta pick a book. Let us know. We're gonna start setting up some social medias for y'all.
Yeah.
So we can communicate with y'all.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
we'll keep you
should we
informed.
let them pick the book?
No,
Okay.
I agree. No.
because I have a list of books that I want to get done reading first.
Okay, bet.
But yeah, so we'll keep y'all posted on that.
Can I cut a light on now?
So for now, this has been Clown to Clown Communication. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next time. Listen to it with your grandma.
Listen to it with your uncle
Yep.
and your dog.
I say race. I just might erase, bro. Face 1, face 2. Either way, I'ma face hoes. My niggas, bless us, and you know we getting pesos. My niggas, bless us, and you know that we gon' face those. Race.